We have an update on the Matt and Abby story, a set of social media influencers that decided to take their two kids on what is believed to be now a Royal Caribbean family cruise. And unfortunately, based off of the content that they themselves have been posting on the internet, or should I say lack thereof, many believe that they left their two children in their cruise ship cabin alone while they went out on a nice, quiet, romantic dinner, using only a baby monitor to watch them. This controversy has been understandably blowing up over the past couple days. It is currently trending on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Multiple legitimate publications have posted articles about what is going on. And now, as of last night, in fact, after I put out my initial video on this story, Matt and Abby have put out an official response to somewhat clear their name about what has taken place, but many would also argue it didn't do much. I will show you this video clip here in a second. However, I do implore all of you to stick around because there are a lot of details that we still have to go over.
Hey everybody, we usually would not be making a video like this, but there is information circulating about us that is completely untrue. So we just wanted to set the record straight, clear the air, because we take our role as parents extremely seriously. And we love our children more than anything in the entire world. And we're very protective of our kids. So we just got back from a 7-night cruise with Abby's extended family. And this was everyone from Abby's grandma, our children's great grandma, to our 1 and 2 year old. And so where this whole controversy started, I guess, is a few days ago, Abby posted on her Instagram story that we were at dinner FaceTiming the baby monitors while our children were asleep in their staterooms. And people started to speculate and believe that we had left our children alone in their staterooms. And that is just completely untrue because we had someone with our children at all times on this boat. Period.
I can see where my story did lead to misunderstanding, which is why I ended up deleting it several hours after posting it, is because I could see that it was causing concern and misunderstanding. And I do want to say thank you so much to those of you that were concerned about the safety and well-being of our children as their parents. That is our first and foremost main concern. But to know that other people share those same concerns for our precious boys, it really means a lot. So thank you. But I do want to clarify that we have not, would not, will not ever leave our children unattended. We would never ever want to put them in harm's way in any way. I do want to clear up the baby monitor situation. Our children sleep in these blackout tents every single night, whether or not we're traveling or if we're just home. And a feature of these tents is they have a spot for a sound machine and a spot for a monitor. And even if we are sleeping in the exact same room as our boys, we always turn their monitor on so we can watch and see what's happening inside the tent, make sure they're okay, see if they've fallen asleep or if they've woken up. We just love to have eyes on them. We're always concerned about them. And so that's why even when we would tag team and take turns at family dinner, we would turn on FaceTime so we could also have eyes on them as their parents if we weren't the ones, attending them in that moment.
And we're so thankful to them, you guys, because we spent a lot of our time on this boat in our staterooms manning the baby monitors. And if it wasn't for Abby's extended family, we really would have not gotten a chance to really get out of the room. So thank you to them. Thank you to you guys for listening to what we had to say. It really means a lot to us. And we appreciate you listening to the very end.
Thank you.
Now quickly, before we break down this interesting response that in my opinion does bring out somewhat more questions than it does answers, I was looking around the internet to see what people were saying in terms of comments about this fiasco that's currently taking place, and a lot of people have been divided. The vast majority have been on the side that Matt and Abby are in the wrong here. However, for the people that are on their side, they've made comments like there's nothing wrong with them taking a break. If anything, there are staff on board that can watch Matt and Abby's kids. The cruise line is not your babysitter. I want to make that very clear. If they wanted a babysitter or somebody to watch the kids, that could have and should have been arranged if that was the case. There was a guy on Instagram stating that this situation is not a big deal because a cruise ship is not that big. He used Icon of the Seas, the world's largest cruise ship, as an example, stating that should something go wrong or they want to check on the kids, no matter where they are on the ship, they can get back to their cabin in less than 3 minutes, which is not true, by the way. There's so many factors. How many people are on board? Keep in mind, Icon of the Seas holds well over 10,000 people, and you got to think about the elevators, how congested is it, and all that jazz. podcast. There was also a woman that commented on the video I published yesterday. She would request that I take down the video. This is important to keep in mind for the response video because it's people like this that Matt and Abby are depending on to essentially defend them and save the day. This woman, I believe, says she was in like her 70s. She watches Matt and Abby, and they've already cleared their name with the response video as she would put out. Now, her saying she watches Matt and Abby is code for I know them via a parasocial relationship. In fact, to her, they may as well be close blood relatives. It's people like this lady that Matt and Abby made the video for. And trust me when I tell you there are a lot of them. Yesterday, I told you that there is a game to be played on social media. Yes, for how the content creator structures their content, but also to gain the trust of the audience. Some people do things differently. They can go the more formal, corporate route, which you just kind of put out the content. You don't tell people your personal life. You don't let them in, and therefore you keep things very straightforward and somewhat normal. Where on the other end of the content spectrum, you can really let people in and let them know about your life, your kids, your birthing process when you're having kids, and let them see the whole experience. Yes, you're going to get a couple weirdos that don't exactly know where the line is, but in return, you're going to gain trust and loyalty. I say this because if you watch the response video and break it down, it's taken right out of the basic apology handbook. Right out of the gate, we understand that Matt and Abby, yes, they are millionaires. I'm assuming either they have the amazing editing skills or they have skilled editors to make a very well-crafted video and make it look nice. However, they decided to go the basic, simple, familiar, I'm one of you route. You see Matt at the beginning of the video just walking away casually for dramatic effect from their phone or their camera to start the video, and during the video, it's just kind of them talking in a very low, chilled, empathetic, I'm sorry, apologetic vibe. During the video, as Matt and Abby explained thoroughly that their kids were never alone, that they are cruising with their extended family, it would have been very simple and it would have cleared all of this up if they provided some receipts of some kind, some proof, some photos that show that this is actually what was going down. Meanwhile, you have Abby as she's explaining that she was, I guess, allegedly using her iPhone or her phone as well on FaceTime to record the baby monitor. That way it would ensure that they could 100% have power and access to be able to visually see the kids at all time. Meanwhile, if you look at the video as well, she's not very confident in her words either. I'm assuming she's just never done an apology video, or maybe they could be fabricating it. I'm not saying that they are, but she keeps looking over to Matt for confirmation and validation. Am I saying the words right? Am I saying what needs to be said? That's kind of what it looks like. Keep in mind, this conversation has been festering and growing for days now. It looks like only now that major publications are talking about this story, it's trending on other social media platforms, people are making YouTube videos about it, that they feel like after they have deleted all the stories and there's no evidence of the cruise at this point in time, that they had to just say something to alleviate this issue. To be crystal clear, I'm not saying that Matt and Abby are lying. I'm not saying they're bad parents and they should be in jail or have their kids taken away. People make mistakes, it happens. I'm just saying as somebody that is also a content creator, looking at this story as far as what's going on and what we do know, it is a little fishy at the moment. As of right now, for the people that are on the side of Matt and Abby saying that this is no big deal, if it's on a cruise ship, who cares? A cruise ship is all part of the same structure, so it's technically like being in a house, which it's not because there are thousands of people involved on board that cruise ship and so many other elements that you have to take into consideration. Many people are being referred to the Madeleine McCann situation. Back in 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann was with her family over in Portugal. The family decided to go get some food that was about 100 yards away. The parents decided that they would just alternate back and forth on checking on Madeleine, and unfortunately she ended up being abducted and was never seen again, and she was just 100 feet away. The point is, this is real life, and if you are not within your own home, anything can happen at any point in time. You gotta think, on a cruise ship, I love cruising and I have great times on board cruise ships. I meet amazing people, but the fact remains I am still with thousands upon thousands of strangers on board, and you shouldn't just blindly trust that everything is going to go according to plan. But that's what I have for today's video. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and as usual, I love and appreciate every single one of you. Take it easy. Whoa.